following is brought to you by Cranbrook Television Limited.
Welcome to Round Town.
1978 Sam Steele Days Parade.
1980, there's a period when
to Rocky Horror.
This is my guest, Roy Orbison.
altimeter 2994. The airshow is in progress.
What we would like to do at this point is it's just a great day for an air show. It's the 25th anniversary of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds. It's the 90th anniversary of the city of Cranbrook, and it is the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. And we've ordered up some good weather to help celebrate. So, what I would like to do now is turn the microphone over to Mayor Patterson.
Thank you very much, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you here on behalf of the City of Cranbrook. The city operates this airport and has done so for the last 25 years or so. We hope to continue to operate it long into the future. A special welcome to all of our flyers from across Canada and into the United States. We're part of the demonstration teams here today. And a special welcome to all of our guests here from all over the East Kootenay and Southern Alberta and into Idaho, Montana, and Washington State. It's good to have you here with us. And I also bring special congratulations to the air show organizers, to Bob and to Bill and to all the members of the committee and the hundreds of volunteers I know work so hard to make this air show a success. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bill Lehman, the Vice President of the Cranbrook International Air Show.
Thanks very much, Bob. We're very privileged to have with us this afternoon Mrs. Myrtle Waterer from Invermere. Myrtle's son, Captain Lloyd Waterer, was on the original Snowbird team in 1971. He was tragically killed in an accident. We've asked Mrs. Waterer to come down as an official guest of the Air Show Society this year, and we have a small presentation that we'd like to make to her. We have a 25th anniversary Snowbirds publication, and we have a Snowbird watch. Big hand for Mrs. Waterer.
We now call. Can you just? We now call on one of our Snowbird coordinators, Captain Claude Labelle.
And Mrs. Waterer, on behalf of the Snowbirds and my commanding officer, Major Steve Hill, I would like to present you with a set of lithos from the Snowbirds. Can you hold this? This is from the air crew. And we have another litho here from the ground crew side of our shop, which is very important for us as well.
Lovely, lovely. I'd like to say thank you very, very much. And I'm not a speech maker, so I'll just turn it back to the officials.
I would now ask you to all stand and face the Snowbird flight line for the American National Anthem and the Canadian National Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the official opening of Airshow 95. If you will take your eyes and cast them to the left, you can pick up an aircraft on inbound. From your left, that's Joe Rieger in a T-28 Trojan that you saw that was launched. Joe will be starting his in-run momentarily.
Folks, we want to welcome you all to Cranbrook 95. We're going to have a show for you today, a show that you've never seen before and you may never, ever see again. But we do have one thing in mind, and that's your safety. We must have you behind the crowd control line or the show cannot take place. We thank you for your consideration and your cooperation.
We're looking for a gentleman by the name of Ken Orr, a senior citizen.
Get your...
check in. Temperature, 5 feet, 10 seconds. Gentlemen, start your engine. 755, Cranbrook Radio, Roger, Calgary, altimeter taking 000 Zulu is 2986. Check your 5 to the north. And what's your altitude? Passing through 6,500.
And folks, while the marvelous demo team, the Snowbirds, are taxiing out, ready for the takeoff, would be a good time to think about what you're going to do the rest of the evening. Take lots of pictures. You'll never get another opportunity like this in a lifetime. Nine Snowbirds. Three groups of 3 abreast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Aircraft numbers 10 and 11 are on the ramp on standby. Snowbirds depart to the north. Bob Healy in the Super Pitts S1S taxiing out to the north. Jim Coombs in the Starlicker taxiing to the south. We're going to have activity. Lots of things happening. Bill Lehman, who in the community has helped put this show together financially?
Gene, we have 104 corporate sponsors, and while the Snowbirds just come back to the show center here in a minute, we're going to talk about and recognize some of our corporate sponsors. We'll just run through them alphabetically, starting with the ABC Restaurant, the Apollo Restaurant, Arby's Restaurant, BDO Dunwoody, Bonanza Restaurant, Canadian Liquid Air, the City of Cranbrook, the Coach House Motor Inn, Cranbrook Airport Services, Columbia International Trucks, the Cranbrook Mall Merchants Association, and the Cranbrook Savings Credit Union. The Dark Room, Discount Foods, Dixon Service, The Donut Factory, Dr. Dale Cellars, Falcons Insurance, Getty's Ford, Glacier Wind Clothing, the Golden Star Restaurant, Grower Direct, Heritage Estate Motel, Inland Kenworth, Gen I's Investments, Judy Homes Notary Public, K&P Services, Cal Tire, Kelly Mogg Law Corporation, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Ken Yeager Appraisals, Kimbrook Motors, Kootenai Quick Print, Kootenai Comfort Insulation, Kootenai Janitorial Supplies, Kootenai Springs Water, Kootenai Wood Preservers, Kootenai Office Outfitters, Mr. E's Menswear, Mr. Mike's Restaurant, McDonald's, Melody Motors, Midland Walwyn Financial Consultants, The Mutual Group, Out to Lunch, Pat Conroy Appraisals, People's Drug Mart, the Ponderosa Motel, Rocky Mountain Ice Company, and Rocky Mountain Diesel, the Royal Bank of Canada. Big thanks to Safeway, Selkirk Beverages, Shoppers Drug Mart, Shades of Love, Speedy Auto Glass, Steeple Shell, Steidel Cambites Law Office, Taco Time, Top Crops Nurseryland, Waynenet Logging, Rocky Mountain Printers, Williams Moving, the Windermere Valley Kinsman, Woodland Grocery, and Zellers. And we have a number of other sponsors that are going to be actually sponsoring some of the acts you'll see tonight, and Gene will talk about those a bit later.
Thank you, Bill. I just want you folks to notice the tremendous community support that this air show has had. They realize the benefit of this marvelous air facility that you have here. What a beautiful setting, but also a part of the national transportation system. In 27 years, it would be hard to count the many times that this has been absolutely a life-saving situation to have this airport here at Cranbrook. I hope you appreciate it. I know you do. It's a beautiful setting. It is a part of your community. It has a great amount of economic strength for your community, to say nothing of a real fun time for an air show once every 2 years. So don't forget to hit a concession stand, get something to drink, get something to eat, take care of your kids, and have a good time at Cranbrook. We have a great variety. And here we go from our left to our right. Show smoke on. Bob Healy in the S1S Super Pits. And coming from the other direction from our right to our left is Jim Coombs in the Staudacher 260. And straight up, 45 climbing. Look at the... Oh! There you see a little bit of what you're going to see later on. And over on his back, the left-hand end of an inside-outside reverse Cuban 8. Jim Coombs in the Staudacher 260 and Bob Healy in the... Ow! Yippee-dooey! I don't know about you folks, but I think I just did something. There. Oh, we have a guy on the other side of the field, a big fat guy we call Stoney the Blaster. And I want you to watch. If you ever see Stoney running, be sure you're ahead of him. That means he lit the fuse and it's too short to put out. And Bob Healy from the left to the right. Jim Coombs from the right to the left. A little teaser air show. Bob Healy, affectionately known as the Cat Man, flying the little blue and white S1S Pit Special, the super hot rod of the aerobatic world. Bob Healy flies every day at Silverwood. If any of you folks have been down in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area, stateside, you know where Silverwood is. It's the marvelous theme park, and they have just added a brand new ice show. Wonderful show. Always something at Silverwood. Every night an air show, and you'll see Bob Healy in his blue and white S1S Pits fly that and a super steerman. And a dual turnaround. You're going to have sore eye muscles when you get through watching these two guys, because we have Jim Coombs in the Staudacher 260 from our right this time, and Bob Healy doing a reversal turnaround in the S1S Pit Special. And a slow roll to invert and right side up once again. And Jim Coombs going from right to left. And he too did a very slow roll. Up, out, and around, on the left and on the right. Jim slowing up, Bob speeding up, Jim putting on a little show smoke for identification purposes. They're going to join up. Okay, hard to keep track of each other out there. Those airplanes aren't very big. Bob's S1 Pits is only 15 feet long, has a 17-foot wingspan, and weighs only 810 pounds. And with 215 horsepower, it goes like a scalded cat. And they're coming back into formation. Just a word for you kids. You know why Eskimos wash their clothes in tide? Because it's too cold to wash them outside. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Remember, when you go to school this fall, kids, any of you kids that are in science class, remember, don't lick the spoons. All right, from the right to the left, we should have a formation flyby. Bob Healy in the S1 Pits, Jim Coombs in the Staudacher 260. We watched Jim Coombs come into town yesterday. He was flying in and out and around the clouds, hoping he didn't find one that was full of rocks. All right, here they come from the right to the left. Show smoke on. Get your cameras ready, folks. Formation flyby. Kind of a salute to Cranbrook 95. There we are. Catman and Jim Coombs. Beautiful. What a magnificent background for taking pictures. Just look at those rugged mountains out there. And a beautiful day. We just got the temperature as 22 C, which means it's about 74 F. You can't beat that with a stick. All right, we've got the two aerial acrobats out here coming back in. They're swinging around. They're going to land on runway 16. These numbers really do mean something. If you put a 0 behind each of those, you would have 160 and 340. And those are the magnetic headings that the pilot will see on his magnetic compass. So when the controller says, you will land on runway 34, he knows that he's going almost north, which would be 360. And a formation approach and a breakaway, a pitch out. And Jim Coombs slowing the Staudacher down. Bob Healy rapidly approaching the turnoff in his S1S Super Pits. The Catman from Silverwood. If you would like to come down to Silverwood sometime, Bob will be glad to say howdies with you. You'll find him flying aerobatic routines every evening at Silverwood. And Jim Coombs. Notice he puts the right wing down a little bit. That's because he's landing into a crosswind, and the wind wants to blow him to the left. So he puts the right wing down and goes into a nice, easy right side slip, maintaining forward direction. As soon as we clear the area, folks, you're going to see a show that is second to none. You can see jet demonstration aerobatic teams, and there are several. 3 military teams, the U.S. Thunderbirds from the Air Force, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, and you guessed it, top of the line, Canadian Snowbirds. The runway is clear. We're ready for the Snowbirds.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the Cranbrook Airshow in the 1995 Snowbirds Aerobatic Formation Display. C'est avec plaisir que je vous souhaite la bienvenue au spectacle aérien de Cranbrook et à la démonstration de vol acrobatique des Snowbirds 1995. My name is Captain Claude Lavelle, Snowbird 11 from Grand Quebec, and with me is Captain Menes Pierre, Snowbird 10 of Ottawa, Ontario. Together we will describe today's performance. Canada has enjoyed a long and distinguished tradition of military formation excellence. For over 6 decades, beginning with the Siskins in 1929, teams such as the Golden Hawk and the Golden Centenaires have proudly displayed the skill, teamwork, and dedication essential to our country's military forces. 1995 marks the Snowbirds' 25th anniversary season, and it is because of you, the audience, that the team has enjoyed so many years of success. We would like to dedicate this season to our founder, Colonel O.B. Phelps,
and to the previous team members who have inspired us to follow in their footsteps. The Snowbirds are the proud ambassadors for the Canadian Injury Prevention Foundation, which is dedicated to preserving life and preventing injuries by promoting the concept of smart risk. 431 Air Demonstration Squadron is composed of 11 pilots, 10 aircraft technicians, 1 logistics officer, 1 supply technician, and a civilian secretary. At the end of each season, half the squadron members are replaced, and the new Snowbirds selected from a long list of volunteers in the Canadian Forces will be trained throughout the winter months in order to meet the unique challenges and demands of their new position. Now look straight ahead for the 9 twinkling lights of the Sweat Delta formation and listen to our team lead, Major Steve Hill of Baptiste, Ontario, call for the team check-in.
Check-in. 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have a good show for the people of Cranbrook.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the 25th anniversary Snowbirds. The line of breaths roll and loose. 6, Captain Ian Searle of Toronto, Ontario. On Lee's left is number 3, Captain Greg Carlo from Brantford, Ontario, and number 7, Captain Dave Deere of Georgetown, Ontario. Look right and left and watch the two Western pilots in formation with the solos complete the all-new four-way cross. The solos will execute a vertical reverse and return to show center for the coal loop, during which they will cross 3 times. As the 7-plane formation pulls up for the Canada Goes to Double Diamond Loop. Follow the 2 other pilots as they slide into position during this maneuver. team completes the roll, they will change to inverted wedge during the turnaround and return to show center for a maneuver unit to the 1995 Snowbirds, the 9th lane simultaneous roll. In preparation for the majestic Maple Leaf split. To dedicate this maneuver to the people of Cranbrook and surrounding area. Now watch a right and left as the solos set up for the knife edge, during which they will cross each other with only 5 meters of separation. 11, Captain Dave here as they perform the corkscrew. Once again, direct your attention at Show Center as the solos appear to roll 3 shuttles during the Twizzle roll. In order to throw the aircraft from 300 to 175 knots. With the turn completed, they will extend their speed brakes, landing gear flap, and execute the dirty roll. Degrees to your right as the wedge formation changes to arrow. As the formation completes the arrow loop, Snowbird 4 Captain Will McEwen from Toronto, Ontario, and Snowbird 5 Captain Jeff Young of Queensbridge, Ontario, will separate from the main formation and execute the stem drop. The Snowbirds would like to dedicate this maneuver to Mrs. Waterer and all the children here today. back cross. Time's up.
So, set now.
In order to minimize the amount of time away from show center, each snowbird pilot must perfect his ability to rejoin within various formations. In a demonstration of this skill, watch Snowbird 9 complete a rejoin with Snowbird 8. Captain Steve Dion will now roll upside down and lead the mirror pass. Roll now. Double diamond rolls, during which the wings of the aircraft will be separated by only 1 meter. And once the solos are aboard, the 9-plane formation will complete a turnaround in preparation for the big yellow roll. the Snowbirds will change formation and return for the Big Diamond Loop at Show Center.
Big Diamond, go.
Team prepares for the downward bombers dedicated to our 25th anniversary. We would like to emphasize that the formation flying you have witnessed today is done without the aid of autopilot or flight control computers. Each pilot maintains position in the formation by visual reference and continuous control inputs. Ladies and gentlemen, before the team returns for a final pass, we would like to take this opportunity to introduce the technical crewmen who keep the Snowbirds flying. Snowbird 1, the crew chief, Sergeant Mark Doan of Oakville, Ontario. Snowbird 2, Corporal Tony Salamine of Toronto, Ontario. Number 3, Corporal Tim Woodward of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Number 4, on video, Corporal Daniel DeLuca of Montreal, Quebec. Number 5, Corporal Richard Jack of Kimberley, British Columbia. Number 6, Corporal Rick Olette of Elm Creek, Manitoba. Number 7, Corporal Ron Kime of Medicine Hat, Alberta. Number 8, Corporal George Telek of St. John's, Newfoundland. Number 9, our Deputy Crew Chief, Matt Corporal Martin Singer of Quebec City, Quebec. Number 10, Corporal Eric Bissonnette of Sept-Îles, Quebec. And our number 12 crew, the Team Logistics Officer, Captain Tana Beer of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and Corporal Liz Villa of Kingston, Ontario. We would also like to thank the various musical artists who have contributed their music to our performances over the years, and in particular Mr. David Foster, Mr. Stephen Vitale. preparing for the triple deck landing. Over the years, and hope you have enjoyed today's performance.
And now, once again, folks, did we tell you or did we not tell you? You're going to see a show of a lifetime. The Canadian Snowbirds, they are top dog. They'll be back in, they'll come into position. And in the meantime, we want to thank some more of the community participants in this Cranbrook 1995 International Air Show. Bill Lehman.
Thanks very much, Gene. We'd just like to thank at this time Apex Design, the Auto Mall, BC Gas, British Columbia Telephone Company, Bar SC Trucking, the Hong Kong Bank of Canada, that's the Airshow Bank, the Kimberley Hotel, Kootenay Golf Cart. Big thanks to Overweighty, Signwriter, Van Horn Towing, and Fox's Transport.
Thank you, Bill. And folks, if you will just take a minute when you're in some of these businesses, thank them for their participation in this community air show. The businesses downtown are what make Cranbrook absolutely the strong part of the province. They are the backbone of your living environment. Well, are you ready for the next bit? We're going to have it here pretty quick. If you folks are getting hungry, be sure you go over and get something to eat. The concession stands have quite a bit of food ready for you. Now would be a good time to get something. You're going to be kind of hungry by the time you get home. Once again, folks, when you get a chance to talk with one of these snowbirds or any of the snowbirds or all of them or in groups of several, be sure you compliment them on that fine, fine air show. We've seen a lot of air shows and there's nothing will outshine the Canadian Snowbirds. The big heart in the sky is precision par excellence.
Learjet drawing 15 minutes.
15 minutes till we have the drawing for the 5 people to take a ride in the Learjet. Bill Reisman is going to take 5 people for a ride in the Learjet, and we're having the drawing at 7:30 in 15 minutes. Be sure you get your tickets. Snowbirds coming in. Grab something to eat, something to drink, folks. We're going to get right back on the rack. In your programs, take a look in your programs. There are some chances for a free ride in the 172. Sightseeing trip. Demo flight in the 172. You'll like that around here. There's sure an awful lot of beautiful scenery to look at. Kootenai Airways is going to furnish a ride in the 172. In your program, you will find some tickets for that. There's going to be a drawing. Folks, when these snowbirds get out of here so they can hear, when they get up out of their canopies, we'll lift them out of the cockpit. Let's get them all out in front and really give them a Cranbrook thank you for what a marvelous air show you've gotten to see here tonight. And their helmets are off. Are you ready? Okay, folks, a great big round of applause. Cranbrook, thank you to the Canadian Snowbirds. They can hear you. Wow, good show, guys. Super good show. Hey, great. Big thank you from Cranbrook, 1995. Beautiful show. And there, folks, you can see that Bob Healy was really in the mood. High, 12 o'clock high, folks. 12 o'clock high. Remember where I said to look? 12 o'clock high. You see the glider? Mike Cook is now... When Mike comes back down here, now we can't ask him to stay up there very long. We can't ask Mike to hold. I want you to notice this rapid movement of this glider. It can go very fast, it can go very slow. The East Kootenai Soaring Club, right here at the Cranbrook Airport. If you want to have a very thrilling ride, come out here and go for a ride with the glider pilots at the East Kootenai Soaring Club. Michael Cook is flying right now, and he'll take you for a ride. You will certainly enjoy the silent world of the whisper flight. This airplane, and it is an aircraft, this aircraft that you see up there that you don't hear has a glide ratio that if he is 5,000 feet above the ground, he can land about 40 miles away. And if there's any up air, any thermal activity, any convection air, he can stay up a lot longer than that. I want you to notice the wings flexing up. You'll notice that they're tipped up. Watch when he pulls around. See how they're tipped? They tip up at the tips. That wing is very flexible. It is not a rigid wing. Mike Cook, East Kootenai Soaring Club. Now remember, Mike cannot make a go-around. Mike does not have an engine. Technically speaking, the glider is always coming down. Even if it's going up, it's coming down. And here comes the 172 tow plane overhead. Mike Cook in the glider, coming into our almost 9 o'clock position, off to our left. Now Mike is going to be landing in quite a crosswind. The wind is blowing from the 6 o'clock position. Mike is landing toward the 3 o'clock position. He's coming from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And he's pushing it down, 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 down. Wants to get it on the ground, nail it on the runway, and then hold it so that he doesn't run past the taxiway. Mike is totally in control of this flight all the time. Mike is a good sailplane pilot. And here he comes, and he's going to coast in. All right, Mike Cook in the East Kootenai Soaring Club sailplane. And he's still coasting. Here comes Bill Reisman, ladies and gentlemen, from our right to our left in the Lear Lightning. And folks, this is a corporate jet. Don't you wish you were in there right now? Bill Reisman in the Lear Lightning. And just think, 5 lucky folks are going to get to go for a ride in this very airplane with this very pilot. Do we have them all now? We have all 5 of the winners. Okay, young lady, are you ready to go in the Learjet? You're ready for this? You really are? Now, did you remember what I told you have to promise to do? 2 things you have to promise when you're riding with Bill. You have to remain seated while flying inverted. And the second thing is, if you have to throw up, please remember which way is up. Bill will appreciate that. Here we come, left to right. Bill Reisman in the Lear Lightning demo. How would you like to be in there right now? Oh, the and as Bill pulls that up, the G-forces are generating to about 3.5 to 4. Yes, folks, 5 lucky people are going to get to go for a ride with Bill Reisman in the Lear Lightning. What do you mean you're scared? You can't be scared and be that color. Oh, you are that color, aren't you? Maybe you are scared. No, you're just anxious. You can hardly wait to go. Oh, you think you already went, huh? Well, you wait till you go with Bill. No, Bill's going to take you a real nice ride. You do not have to worry about anything. Bill is showing you now what the airplane will do, and here he comes from our 11 o'clock position, landing lights on. Just think of the power that Lear is putting out right now. And now, Bill's pulling up and turning to the right. That's called a curvilinear pass. Changing directions 2 at a time. Not only changing his point of flight, but also his plane of flight. So he's doing a climbing turn to the left, and then he rolls into a climbing turn to the right. And if you'll see him now at 3 o'clock, slowing up, coming in behind, and a right turn from behind. Landing light on so you can see him. Right down, high speed, 300 knots this time. Bill Reisman, and he rolls it up on the side, a photo pass, and look at that jet go. No, folks, this is not your father's Oldsmobile. At 200 miles an hour, that equates to 3,000 horsepower. Now, if you don't think that'll move a Learjet along, okay, from our left to our right once again. The quiet pass. Now come back in with the power. And a right wing overturn. Bill pulling up, moving back in with this airplane that will weigh at gross weight, full of fuel and full of passengers and full of baggage. It weighs 13,500 pounds. It looks rather small out there with those other airplanes, but it does have a 43-foot wingspan, 36-foot wingspan. From the 3 o'clock position, once again. Bill has the airplane in a dirty configuration, and we don't mean there's dirt on the airplane. We mean aerodynamically he has a bunch of stuff outside dragging in the wind. You'll notice he has the landing gear down. And he's going to do a wobble pass. He has the flaps down. He has it slowed up. That's going pretty slow for a Lear. And now he'll pick the landing gear up, pick the flaps up, come back up to cruise power, and he climbs away. And he'll do a right teardrop turn now. A right teardrop turn. He turns out to the right, turns back to the left, and he'll come back in on left base. This airplane has a maximum speed of 550 miles an hour. All right, Bill slowing it up, landing gear out. If you want to go high sometime because of the bad weather, this airplane's certified to 51,000 feet. 51,000 feet, folks, that's 10 miles up in the air in round figures. I don't know how many kilometers. That would be 153,000 meters. No. But it's nosebleed territory, I'll tell you that. I guess that's about 15,000 meters. That's higher than any mountain. All right, Bill moving around through the 1 o'clock position, toward the 2 o'clock position. "60 seconds and you're 9,000 feet in the air. 120 seconds and you're 18,000 feet in the air. All right, let's see if Bill can get this back on the ground. I'm sure he can. You're going to see Bill Reisman fly again. Okay, Bill. And he's on. Now all he has to do is hang on to it till he gets it stopped. Okay, reverse thrusters. These are flown by Canadian forces. This one is based at Pat Bay on Vancouver Island in the city of Victoria. And it does move right out. Look at the speed. Now, this is fast for a helicopter. That's a big helicopter, folks. Take my word for it. And it's very maneuverable. This is a search and rescue. It's also a hunt helicopter used in submarine warfare. They have patrolled off the coast of Haiti. They've been in the Gulf War, the UN relief operation in Somalia, and they're now patrolling off the coast of the former Yugoslavia. So their presence is known throughout the world. This is the thing about a helicopter. You don't have to have a lot of room to land it. He's coming in crossways of the runway. You wonder how they carry those on a ship. Well, the rotor blades fold. There, he's waving to us. Let's wave back to him, folks. Let's give him a big wave. Hey! Can you see us up there? You bet. And he's turning around and around. Folks, if you don't think that's big, now he's waving. He's going to do a little dance. He's going to fly sideways. Very, very maneuverable. This is one big machine. Folks, this thing loaded will weigh 10 tons, and look what he's doing with it. And now he's going to turn around slowly, and he's going to back up. Can you believe that? He's backing that big machine back down the runway. Think, if you will, not only the capability of the machine, but the capability of the pilots. Look at him coming backwards. One of the main rules of this Sea King is anti-submarine warfare. They could hover right over the top of a submarine. They could chase it. It just couldn't get away from them. And he turns around. Look at the maneuverability. Okay, are we going to lower the sonar unit? Now he's hovering. He's hovering. Okay, they're going to lower a sonar unit. Watch him leaving it over the edge. Don't fall. There it goes. There it goes. He's letting it out. The sonar. Now he's going to pick it back up so we can see what he has. See it hanging under there? That is a submarine listening device. Now he's going to pull it back up. And he's going to settle back down close to the surface once again. he can winch that up and down out of the belly of that big CH-124, the Sea King. They have about 12 of these in operation at all times. They have 30 of them in the fleet. But being that it is an emergency unit, it's a search and rescue and a search, they always have to have a backup. So they keep them in good shape. They have quite a range. Right, here we are. They can pick people out without ever landing. We have one sitting in the doorway. This is a rescue hoist, and it's mounted above the door. And this hoist is capable of lifting 600 pounds. There, you see it sticking out sideways? Sticking out the door. With its lifting capacity of 600 pounds, it can lift 2 people at a time. So you see what it can do. It can go down and lower a rescue personnel, pick the person out of the water. Here they go. Here they go. He's going to let her down on the hoist. All right, they're coming down. Close, close. Okay, he's on the ground. And the big Sea King is sitting right there. And hoisting him right back up and putting him right back inside. Ladies and gentlemen, the big Sea King, CH-124. Helicopter from Pat Bay, British Columbia. A very versatile machine, very capable. Over in Somalia there, you want to do a bow to us? Yes? Up, up and away. And it turns and leaves. Interesting machine. Very, very interesting. Once again, I need to tell you that those rotor blades unlatch and they all fold back, kind of like a duck that folds its wings back alongside of its body. What a show. All right, what are we going to do here next? You folks having a good time? Well, we sure are. Good show. Very good show. You'll notice the orange vehicles. These are the emergency vehicles here at the airport. Okay, now, the big helicopter, the big Sea King, is off to our right. Coming back in. Here he comes, landing gear down. Nose up, slow up. Look at that. That's a big machine to be doing those maneuvers, folks. Oh, you're going to slow it up, move it around into the landing site. And coming right back into where he left. And he'll probably swing the blades back into stored position for you folks that are down there close. You can watch him. Okay, he's going to set that big Sea King down very gently.
We're about 20 seconds back from the streamer drop, and there will be 1 second with no license at the two-pair.
Big Buffalo coming around the 6 o'clock position and high. You'll notice that directly in the middle of the belly of that airplane, forward of the tail, and we have a jumper out, we have a canopy, we have two of them out. You'll notice they're very visible. The orange canopies are very visible. That's called international orange. And that's so that the airplane crew can watch where the jump crew has gone. Also, those are very visible once they're on the ground. They can use those for signaling, for identifying positions. You'll notice that these are not round parachutes. The military finally got away from the round parachute. I understand they now have repeating rifles too. We have seen skydivers come in a power dive because they get together and they lock their legs together and they dive straight down, and those canopies are creating lift to hold them straight out away from their bodies. But this shows you how maneuverable they are. They use a wing warping method to fly this. Notice how the trailing edge of that, or the back edge of that canopy, is being controlled by the jumper. See, they jumped out way west of the field, back at our 6 o'clock position. Now we have one out here at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and one more coming down up here. You notice he's almost hovering? That tells you that there's about 20 miles an hour wind up there. Okay, let's watch the landing. Now look at him go. Now he's going downwind. Now he's going to turn and come back up again. He can maneuver. Look at the one out here at 1 o'clock. I want you to watch the landing. If this is what I think it's going to be, they're going to land standing up. No more of this old tuck your knees and roll in a ball when you hit the ground. Watch this. Just like that, and he's standing up. He's going to fly his canopy over. Here we come in. Here we come. Oh, easy, easy. Right there. Spot landing. A big hand for the jumpers, folks. A big hand. Now that is precision parachuting. I tell you, from the first school. Nice, nice. Now, you see, if you were in trouble, you have help. And they know where you are because he can spread that canopy out, and that international orange is going to show up from any altitude. The big Buffalo search and rescue. Looks like he's awfully high. I'm going to make a flyby with the gear down and the flaps down, doing a slow flight. I don't know how fast it'll go, but it'll sure go slow. Look at how slow that's going. And that's a big airplane. Now he picked the wheels back up, and he's still not going very fast. All right, he's setting up for a landing approach. We have Bill Reisman in the MiG-17. This Buffalo has a very, very unique, strange capability.
Okay, yeah, the original plan is I'm going to take off on runway 34, so once he does his...
All right, we're getting ready for...
we'll taxify him and go to holding while he's clearing the runway. No, Roger, he's going to, on his final landing, he's going to stop and then pick up the jumpers and then depart.
All right, now the jumpers are getting there.
But I would taxify him while he's doing that. Is that still on? If you agree that is fine with us.
Now you'll notice that the Buffalo has its landing gear down. It's also going very slowly. And as he slows that up, totally in control, he's going to land and pick up the jumpers and then depart. So the guys have their chutes picked up, they've taken care of their mission on the ground, and they're heading for the runway. Once again, let's give the jumpers a big hand for their demonstration of dependable, survival, accurate paradropping. Good show, guys. Watch this buffalo. This is what I want you to see, and I think he's going to do it. He's going to land. He'll go reverse with the propellers. Listen to him. No, he's not taking off again. He's stopping. He's pushing air forward. Look at the flaps. Look at the slats, the spoilers. And now watch what happens. Those props are truly in reverse because now he's backing up. He's going to back up and pick up his crew members. I wonder if that has rear view mirrors on it. Look at that. That's unbelievable. And no, he didn't run the engines backwards. He just reversed the pitch on the propellers. Oh, you went too far. Okay, he's going to pick up his crew. My. Just look at the scenery, would you? Even though those propellers are turning quite rapidly, they're not producing any pull, any lift, any thrust, because they're in flat pitch. If the propeller blades move, they twist. Notice the back door opened, gives them a ramp, throw their bags up in there, climb on the deck, walk up in there. The door will close. Bill Reisman in MiG Magic is passing behind the Buffalo. Beautiful, beautiful red and black MiG 17. Some of you folks may remember that in March of last year, 1994, Bill's other MiG exploded and caught fire just after takeoff on a test flight. But Bill, being the superior pilot that he is, was able to land successfully. The airplane, however, was damaged beyond repair, and so this is a new MiG that Bill has put together. Bill's a very successful businessman, but his first love's always been flying. And he's going to show you today what kind of flying he likes to do.
Roger, Mick.
The Buffalo's going to taxi down, and
We got two vehicles on the runway.
Bill has a tremendous background in aviation. He has over 7,000 hours in a great variety of very demanding flying jobs. Bill recently sold a large company that he owned in order to retire to this demanding world of airshow flight. And so the Buffalo now is going to make a short field takeoff because it's at about midway down the runway.
Roger, Buffalo, thank you again.
And he's spooling up. Up come the props, still in flat pitch. And in come the props and down the runway, the SAR Buffalo.
Airline inbound about 3 miles out, I think.
And it literally flies straight up off the runway. Landing gear picked up, and they are headed for Comox. And Bill in the MiG 17 is just now ready to break ground. He needs a lot of airspeed for this airplane. This is a Polish-built MiG 17F, and Bill is in the air. And a left climbing turn. 180-degree wing over. Bill Reisman, MiG Magic. With Bill Reisman at the controls, ladies and gentlemen, MiG Magic from Portland, Oregon. This MiG has a top speed of over 700 miles an hour. It will go supersonic in a dive, meaning going faster than the speed of sound, 1.2 Mach. Maximum altitude for this MiG-17 is 54,000 feet. That's a long ways up and a lot further down. Excellent short field performance, as Bill shows us MiG Magic. Airplane is designed to operate from unimproved fields. This MiG-17 has seen more actual combat in more different wars than any other jet fighter built yet today. It will cruise cross-country at 400 knots with a true airspeed, 400 knots. But also you have to pay for that kind of performance. It has a range of only 600 nautical miles because it burns 275 gallons of fuel every hour. Bill Reisman in the MiG-17F. MiG Magic at Cranbrook, BC. What a beautiful evening. A very tight turning fighter. A tuck under, turn reversal. And Bill diving in stage center. From our left to our right this time. Coming in over Canadian Regional Airlines office. Get your cameras ready, folks. Bill pulling up. 1, 2 point, that's half of it, Bill. 3 point. 4 point, hesitation roll. And a left tuck under. A reversing turnaround. Look at that beautiful MiG. Brilliant red against the blue sky here at Cranbrook. All right, once again. Bill Reisman and MiG Magic. From our right to our left, high speed. Look at the afterburner. Wow! What a bombing run that was. 550 knots or 633 miles an hour in the high-speed curving pass. And from the left behind, Bill Reese in the MiG-17F, pulling up. Look at the vertical performance. Up, up, poking a hole in the sky. You can see the flame from the afterburner. Bill Reisman holding it inverted, pulling it back down, diving from a high altitude. Think of what the airspeed is coming up to now. A 6G pull-up. The blind approach. The MiG-17. MiG Magic it truly is, with Bill Reisman from Portland, Oregon, and he's below the side of the runway. And he's up into the sunlight, the brilliant sunshine here at Cranbrook, British Columbia. 1995. Up on top. Holding it inverted. You talk about a big loop. This is one big mother. Straight down. Airspeed building rapidly. And up once again. And Bill is inverted high over the Cranbrook Airport. You see the black part of the airplane is the bottom, the red part is the top. When you see the colors change in the sky, you know that Bill Reisman is rolling the MiG-17. Up on top once again for the clover leaf. Making a beautiful, beautiful arcing turn from behind. Look at the afterburner blowing fuel. He's really burning the fuel now, but look at the performance of that MiG-17F. All the way up. And he rolls it on the way up. All the way, you can still see right up the tailpipe. And yes, Bill is at high altitude. The clouds are higher than they look. Bill is still upside down. He's diving back down. You talk about a big Cuban 8. You see MiG magic at its best. Spiral pull out underneath. The black side pointed toward us. That means Bill is right side up. Now we're going to watch and see if Bill puts the landing gear down. Here we come. Yes, he does. Landing gear down, flaps out, and Bill rolling back and forth. Look at the agitated smoke flow. This is the dirty rolling straightaway pass. A true photo pass from Bill Reisman. MiG magic, and there you can see the afterburner once again coming in through the smoke plumes. MiG magic at its best, and here at Cranbrook 1995. The folks that put this air show together sure knew what they were doing. We couldn't ask for nicer weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Sun to our back. Beautiful picture taking time. What photo opportunities we have. Bill Reisman. MiG magic. Teardrop turn. Setting up for landing. Bill will once again land the MiG-17F on the same runway that he left. That's runway 34. Going the opposite direction is 16. An interesting thing, if you add both those numbers together, they come up with the same answer, 7. Yes, Bill Reisman likes to fly. Now, the hardest maneuver for an aerobatic pilot to perform is the landing. There are several reasons for that, and if we had more time, I would explain it. Beautiful, Bill, beautiful. Just painted it onto the asphalt. Oh boy, big magic. What a flight, what a flight. You folks enjoy that? And here we come, ladies and gentlemen, the CF-18s, the Tactical Air Squadron. Major Gary Hook and Captain Scott Brino from Cold Lake, Squadron 416. Plug your ears. You talk about raw power, real thrust, real push. Lots of weight. Major Hook's been flying off the Hornet for 4 years now. And he has over 1,000 hours in this F-18 Hornet. As you know, this CF-18 Hornet is naturally supersonic, capable of speeds greater than 1.7 times the speed of sound. Structurally strong, it will stand 7.5 Gs. Here they come, moving around from 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, moving to 2 o'clock. Photo pass, folks. Get your cameras, take a picture. What a sight. Look at that, look at that, look. The sun glistening off their canopies. You can see the helmets inside. The visors are reflecting the sunlight. They're going to make a couple pop approaches. Pop attacks. Now a pop attack with a CF-18 is about a 10-degree down dive bombing run. And you'll see them turning out down there, moving around now at our 9 o'clock position. Moving back in. They cover an awful lot of ground in a very short time. They get a long ways away from the airport. But you'll see them turning around. They must be up there pretty close to Radium Hot Springs right now. Well, I see one. There's the other. They did a circle to the north and a split. So now we have one around here at about 8 o'clock, coming in at 9, and then we have another one out here at 11 o'clock. And if you look at your watch, it's about 9 o'clock. Okay, here we come. I see one pulling up at 9 o'clock, rolling. From my left to right, watch your ears, folks. Here we go. The CF-18. hit. Woo, another one. He came by just to survey the damage. Did you guys see that? Did you hear that explosion out there? Yeah, yeah. I think I wet my pants. Okay, the CF-18s. Major Hook and Captain Greeno. Are they ever enjoying this show at Cranbrook 1995? All the folks down at the fire station sitting there ready. All right, here we are, folks. The CF-18s with a pull, pitch out and a pull up. And a roll, upside down. And a pitch over. The reason for these maneuvers, this is so they can outmaneuver SAMs. And a SAM, you know, is a surface-to-air missile. And those are diversionary maneuvers. If they know that a SAM has been fired, they can pitch up, roll, pitch down, and it throws the SAM off of its target. And there you'll see both of them out there at 11 o'clock. They used to refer to them as the FA-18 because they are used for attack or fighter, either one.
Right out here somewhere, I thought.
Well, it's starting to get twilight. Starting to get dusk. As the sunlight fades away, here we come, the two CF-18s topside once again. That's the battle break approach. And off to the left. They moved in with close formation and then they got some separation by the left-hand airplane moving rapidly out to the left. And now circling around once again. Coming back into show center. Look at the pretty clouds down there over town. Sunlight shining on the west side of the clouds, darkness on the east side, sun sinking in the west. Here they come in. High speed, watch your ears. Coming along clear ahead. And they go into AB, that's afterburner, and you can look right at the tailpipes and you see two blowtorches looking right at you. Two red eyeballs. Yeah, those things are going like a scalded cat. Now I lost them. Oh, I see them now, yes. Okay, they're coming around back at our round toward 8 o'clock now, our 8 o'clock position. All right, from our left to our right, once again, Major Hook in the lead, CF-18. And is he going up or is he going up? Look at that twist, up, all the way, up above the clouds, up above. Captain Greeno. And he pulls his CF-18 back on the controls and the airplane goes straight up and he rolls on the way up through the clouds, up on top, pulling over on the back, pitching out 20,000 feet. I mean, from 0 to 20,000 feet. Absolutely fantastic. It didn't take minutes, it just took seconds, and he was up there. Look at how high they are. Is he above the clouds? Yes, he's above the clouds. All we have now is sound. But just think, folks, those are ours. Wrong page. Okay, there's the Lear Lightning. And the CF-18's on downwind turning base to land here at Cranbrook, 1995. Are we ready for 3 of these, Bill?
We are, Gene. The winners of the Cessna 172 ride, and you'll go over to Kootenai Airways here shortly and arrange the time to do it. First winner, Wayne Haddad from Cranbrook. Second winner, George Lautet at 265 Buchanan Street in Kimberley. And the third winner is M. Zalata from Cranbrook.
There we have them.
Touch and go.
That battery lasted right up until the last. Boy, when they die, they die. Don't get it.
Back on the air, just had to get the battery started.
Okay, now, looks like we have a CF-18 down. We're back on the air again. We lost a battery in one of our portable microphones. Here comes the second CF-18. The Hornet. Marvelous, marvelous airplanes. I think every airplane is marvelous, really. Watch this landing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a hot load that is. And he's down. Kids, don't run in front of the airplanes. Yes, and Bud is spraying for mosquitoes tonight, and elephants as well. Now, we know it works because there aren't any elephants around here at all. Bud, don't do that on takeoff. Bud Granley in that T6. Holy cow. We hear Jim Coombs in the Staudacher 260. Way high. Well, now where are they? Oh yeah, here comes Bud Grandley, folks. Diving to us from the right to the left this time. Wing lights on, show smoke running. Bud Grandley in the SNJ, the T-6, the Harvard. North American aircraft, World War II trainer. Oh, doesn't that just want to make you wilt? And he pulls up and he does a full roll around and he's right side up. All the way up. And he pulls it over a whifferdale. Pulls it on top. Landing lights on. You can see Bud diving back down to the ground, straight down. Bud, don't come too close. Pull it back out. Stay above the grass so we can see you. A vertical roll, and he's up into a vertical 8. He'll pull it on his back and he'll roll it halfway over. That's an Immelman turn. And then he'll hold it there and he'll pull it up once again in a half loop with a half roll on top. And we have it coming back down with a full loop. But dive it right on around. There's the bottom half of it. Now let's do a half roll. He's got the flaps out. Pull it up and roll it over on its back and split ass out the bottom. Pull back on the controls. Watch it. Don't let the airspeed get away from you. And he's diving in once again, ending up at the same spot he started for a vertical 8. And he lays it on the left wing and he pulls back on the control stick and he pulls the nose up. And he climbs out at 45 degrees, getting back all the altitude that he gave away in that maneuver dive. And tail slide, and he's falling backwards through his own smoke, upside down. Bud, do you see anything you recognize, like ground maybe? And he's back into position once again. And he pulls up. And he snaps it on the way up. On top of the loop. And completing the loop once again at the bottom, exactly where he started. Bud Grandley in the T-6, and yes, he does know how to fly that airplane. Bud Grandley's been flying that airplane for nearly 20 years now. I ran into Bud on the show circuit in 1977. Flying this very T-6. Cuban 8 with a roll on top, a half Cuban, descending rolls. Bud always puts his own little signature maneuvers to these. And from that half Cuban, pulls up, watch a hammerhead turn. This is where the airplane will no longer go up, it loses all the airspeed. Bud kicks full left rudder and the propeller blast turns the tail about the nose and it pivots around and comes right back down the same track it made going up. Bud Grandley diving back down from the right to the left this time for a very slow roll. Very slow roll. And he's upside down. Don't be alarmed, folks. That sound you heard was just the engine quitting. And he does a rolling climb, and he gets on top, and he pushes it over a Humpty Bump. And now, count the times Bud stops this maneuver. He's going to do a 360-degree roll, and let's count how many times he stops it. Pull it up, lots of airspeed. Let's go, Bud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's half, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times, hesitation roll, 360 degrees, and he stopped at 16 times. Divide 360 by 16 and see how many degrees he moved it each time. Very slight stick movements, very coordinated, stick and rudder all the time. Bud Grandley. He calls these 2 clover leaps. He'll pull up slowly at first, and he does a quarter roll, and he pulls over, and he dives back down, the wind blowing his show smoke away, and there he is for 1/4 of a leaf. He'll pull up once again, very slowly, but not forcing the big T-6. Airplane weighing in at about 2-ton airshow weight. Up over the top once again, pulling back down for the second leaf of a 4-leaf clover. And he pulls up once again. And a tight turn, a tight 360-degree turn. Many G's. Bud's pulling the stick back hard. The airplane standing on the left wingtip. Coming around and around and around. And he rolls it back down the runway once again. Now, I don't know if you can count this far, and I'm not sure if Bud can, but if you took that 16-turn roll, and now he's going to do a roll on the way out, and a half turnaround, if you took that 16-point hesitation roll in 360 degrees, I want you to multiply that times 2. And here comes Bud Granley from the right to the left this time. 32 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And he did it in the length of the field. Wow, you can hardly count that fast. But Bud Granley can fly that T6 like that. And he pulls up once again that 32-point roll and does a rhubarb turnaround. And now watch the ratchet roll. Bud will do 2 points one way, 1 back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and back 1, 1, 2, and back 1, 1, 2, back 1. Bud, you're running out of altitude. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and he did it. Holy cow. As only Bud Granley would do in that SNJ, the big North American T6, the Canadian Harvard. Now, Bud is going to do a climb, photo pass, side slip, and he pulls it way up, pulls it hard, many G's, about a 4.5 G pull up, and he puts the landing gear out. I want you to watch what Bud's going to do. This is something that only Bud would think of. Now he has the landing gear out. That was kind of a gliding loop. And now watch Bud Granley in the big T6. 2 tons of Airshow machine. The landing gear is still down. Bud is coming in for a landing. And we'll see how Bud does this. Now remember, folks, it's getting dark. I'm not sure that he can see the runway. He's going to feel it down. Going to feel it down. Put it down a little more. You're not there yet, Bud. Down a little more. Down a little more. Down a little more. Little bit. There you are. You're down. Good. You see, he can't see the ground. There's just a blur of black out there. So Bud has a hard time landing. And you notice he didn't use his landing lights because on the T6, when his tail is down, the landing lights are pointed up in the air. What a show. Bud Granley. Jim Coombs, ladies and gentlemen, 11 o'clock high, coming down and spinning down, upside down, inverted flat spin in the Staudacher 2. The 260, impressive airplane. 3-bladed prop. You don't look like you can land that way. You got the rubber side on the wrong side. You're supposed to put the rubber down when you land. Can you see the ground, Jim? Jim? Jim, are you falling out of the sky? There he did, and show smoke on once again. Wow, Pucker Valley. Okay, the canopy's back. Bud Granley's out of his T6. Let's give Bud a great big yahoo! Hey, buddy! Bud Granley, folks, in the mighty North American Harvard. And he's running like crazy. He has to get into his fuga. Oh man, you haven't seen anything yet, folks. This is still ongoing. Some of the people are missing an awfully good show. Yeah, Bud just barely gets out of the T6. Here comes Jim Coombs in the Stadacher 260. And he pulls it back and he pulls it up and he goes all the way up, all the way over. And a half roll, and a full roll, and a half roll, and another full roll. 2 rolls on top of a barnstormer loop. What performance Jim has with that Stadacher. 260 horsepower or more. Running a 3-blade composite prop. Very quiet. Good smoke system. Jim had the misfortune earlier this spring with a 2-place Pitts S2B. He broke his crankshaft off and the propeller left. And Jim was in a practice area. So he practiced something new. He practiced forced landings for a while. Very fast off of the deck. He pulls it up, he pulls it over, he holds it inverted, and a 2-point hesitation on the down line for the left-hand end of a Cuban 8. Jim Coombs, a very smooth running Stadacher Super 260. Up on top once again, now you can see him, he's going to do a 1, a 2, hesitation, 3, 4, half of an 8-point roll on the down line. The Cuban 8, as only Jim Coombs could do it, here at Cranbrook 1995. And Jim Coombs goes straight up, absolutely straight up, show smoke drifting away from the airplane track. And what's he going to do? Tail slide? No, yeah. And he came out upside down, get the thing pointed the right direction, Jim. And the constant speed prop coming back into sync. Really fighting for altitude. And he rolls on a 45 climb out. Still rolling. And he stops it inverted and going to pull it around underneath. And he does. Lining up stage center once again. Jim Coombs, Spokane, Washington. Airshow pilot extraordinaire. And Jim moves in stage center once again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's getting dark, Jim. Show smoke on. Helicopter leaving. Jim Coombs pulling it straight up and rolling. 1/2 turn. Left hammerhead. Diving back down. And a half roll down. Jim headed back the opposite direction. 2 ways, headed north and headed down. Listen to the wind and the wires really whistling, and Jim pulls it back hard. And he goes up, rolling, holds it inverted as he climbs out. Now, Jim, are you going to push or pull? If you pull, you're going to split S out the bottom. Yes, that's just exactly what he's going to do. And he's diving down, trading all of his altitude for airspeed. Real fast, well over 200 miles an hour. And pulling up straight. Rolling, torque roll, all the way around. Watch pretty quick, the airplane won't climb. And it just twists and turns around the propeller. The propeller is turning the airplane around backwards. And he pitches over the top and dives down. Jim Coombs, always doing something with that Stadacher too. The mighty 260. And the big bottom half of a loop and up on top. Coming over the top, holding it inverted. And a 1 and a 2-point half roll on the down line from the right hand end of a Cuban 8, and the sky is holding beautiful here at Cranbrook 1995. Knife edge departure. Looks like a good entry for a Lamshavak, and the airplane tumbles, it twists, it goes tail over nose and nose over tail, and the wings are twisting around at the same time. And Jim Coombs coming back down once again, pulling it up slowly, all the way over the top, upside down. Beautiful show here at twilight. And the RPM's coming up. The engine continuing to wind out fast, fast, fast. And he's really moving once again. Up all the way. Twisting, turning. 2 times around, 3 times around, 4 times around. Hanging on the prop, Jim. 1 more time around. And push it over on the top. And he stops right side up. Jim Coombs knows where he is every time, every minute of the trip. Jim Coombs, the showman that he is. Listen to the Staudacher wind up. It's picking up airspeed and the RPM is increasing rapidly. It comes across right on the deck. Knife edge pass. Flying on the side of the fuselage. The wings perpendicular to the ground. Now he's back horizontal. And he rolled out to the right. Rapidly approaching 10 o'clock in the evening, or 2200 hours. Jim Coombs in his Staudacher 260. The Super B, listen to it whine. And he's upside down and he's coming down the runway, folks, and the Valley of Fire! Doggies! I told those folks they shouldn't have left. I can't believe this. Now, Jim, see what you caused? We're going to have things happen. And right up through the smoke ring. Yahoo! What do you think of that, folks? How about that? Jim Coombs in the Staudacher and Stoney's smoke ring, and he punched the middle right out of it. What a trip, what a trip. He knew that was going to happen. Look at that smoke ring up there yet, will you, folks? Yeah, look at the thermals acting around that thing. Holy cow. Well, I tell you what. You are really seeing it here at Cranbrook 1995. Jim, poke another hole in that smoke ring. Up, 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 and he did it once more. Whee! Golly, Jets. Golly, Miss Molly. Well, we're really going to see. Now I suppose you're going to come down the other way. Oh, the kid likes to play. No, he's going to pass it up this time. Oh, what a show, what a show. Well, here we have the ground crew going out now. Got a few little spot fires we better put out. Hey, here's your Air Force at work. This is the firefighting Air Force. I want you to see them put these things out. And Jim once more upside down waving to us. He's waving to us. Yeah, Jim. You made a mess. Forgot about Sir Bud. The Fugajet, look at him go with that. Up, 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 up. Trailing smoke and wingtip vapors. Pushing over the top. Wing strobes flashing. Singles and doubles. Night shows at Cranbrook 1995. What a marvelous evening. You wait till you see what's coming up next, folks. When you see this next act, you're going to wonder why the folks ever left early. Oh, Granley, you make that look so nice and smooth. So easy. Tip strobes flashing. Grandly doing vertical S's with that Fuga jet. Isn't that pretty down toward town? Oh, there he is. There he is. Come around, landing lights on. You can see the wingtip strobes. Now, the other sound you hear is Bill Reisman cranking up the MiG-17F again. Tonight, he calls this MiG Meteor. Any of you who have seen a falling star or a meteor in the sky, you will know why he calls this MiG Meteor. It's going to be dark, so all you're going to get to see are the pyrotechnics. Bud Grantley just touching down in the Fuga. Now again, he cannot see the runway, he just has to feel for it. I think he's down. Okay, he's down, nose gear is touching. Bill is rolling. The MiG Meteor, ladies and gentlemen, with Bill Reisman from Portland, Oregon at the controls. We have for you one of the finest pyrotechnic shows ever viewed at night. Watch the Afterburner.
It's looking good. The MiG Meteor, and it's looking good at Cranbrook 1995. International Air Show, and you're really seeing it tonight, folks. What a show. Totally awesome. Wow. What do you think, folks? What do you think? Hey, that's the way we feel up here, too. Bill Reisman with the MiG Meteor, and truly an outstanding pyrotechnic aerobatic display. Night flight. One more pass. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Reisman in the MiG Meteor. Well, folks, I just want you to be kind to yourself going home this evening. Tell your neighbors what they missed, and if they were here, you can share the experience with them. Once again, thank you for your kind attention and for your participation in the 1995 Cranbrook International Air Show. My name's Gene Soper, and I thank you so much for allowing me to spend part of the day with you folks at Cranbrook. Perhaps we'll get to see you again sometime, and if you're ever by an air show and you hear the voice or see the face, be sure you come by and either say hi or throw a rock. Be kind to yourself, and we'll see you at another air show.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the voice of the Cranbrook International Air Show from Spokane, Washington, Gene Soper.
Cable 11, community television for Cranbrook and the East Kootenays.